Hi, I'm MTG, and welcome to my channel where I waste my wild cards on meme decks so you don't have to. And today, we're going to be exploring more of the Baldur's Gate commanders, but before, I get into that, my girlfriend left on some errands, and my dog Cora is now devastated by that, as you can see. So hopefully you can handle the sad puppy in the background. But anyways, let's go check out the deck list. All right, here is the deck, Dentist in Hell. And if you're wondering what the heck is with this deck list name, the commander, Raphael, Fiendish Savior, gives other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings you control +1/+1 and lifelink. And my brain is like, tieflings is like teefies, therefore it's a dentist in hell. I don't know. My weird brain just decided that was a thing that made sense. But anyways, so for this commander, I'm kind of like iffy on it because I love Rakdos, but as far as like what the commander does itself, at least in Historic Brawl, I think is kind of low power and might be a little difficult to be successful with because we don't have a ton of access to a lot of devil and tiefling staples or just really effective cards like you do in Commander, like Paper Commander. So I think like as far as the payoff of like sacrificing necessarily synergies, because Rakdos Shell I think is a very just powerful like setup. Like there are very powerful cards for Rakdos, but if you're trying to sacrifice like the staples and just to get like those double imp tiefling tribal effects, is that +1/+1 and lifelink really that beneficial? I don't know. And then the other piece of this too is at the end step, if a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, create a 1/1 double creature token. And so you're only making one, and double tokens I think can be pretty powerful just because if you use them as sack fodder a lot, you can just ping for a lot of damage. But for this particularly, I just don't know between how expensive the commander is, because a 5-drop is pretty tough to keep up with, especially in this color combination, because it just, you might be able to play it twice just because you're gonna be getting to like 7-9 cost, and then at that point, is this commander really doing enough that makes you want to spend like more than 9 mana to cast it? I don't know. But anyways, I was trying to think of like, what does this commander want you to do? It obviously wants some sort of like demon, tiefling, imp tribal effects, but then it wants creatures to die. So that made me lean into sort of like this aristocrat-y, like sacrifice creature effects, and then also adding some creatures that I think are like pretty powerful demons that are available in Historic. So we have here Blood Artist. Yes, it's not a devil or a tiefling, but again, I don't think the payoff for just sacrificing a lot of good cards to meet that +1/+1 effect is really worth it. So I do have a decent amount of like demon devil creatures in this deck, but I also like wanted to have other win cons than just relying on like that kind of baby boost that you get. So in this case, we have Blood Artist to help with drain. Same with Bastion of Remembrance, because if you're trying to make creatures die because that's what your commander wants you to do, then you want to have some level of reward for that. And something that's going to be really important for those kind of drain effects are sacrifice outlets. And so AR, I'm kind of like on the fence about keeping her in this deck just because of those 3 black pips, but I think between her drain effects and the fact that she can at least sacrifice a creature is going to synergize with the commander pretty well. And the other piece of this too that I think is important is, like if your creatures are killed, so if people use removal effects and stuff like that, having ways to kind of punish your opponent for removing creatures is important. And then two, having flesh bag effects that kind of force your, opponents to either kill a creature or you to kill a creature or both of you to kill a creature is going to be important again to get those, devil creation tokens effects from your commander, because again, it wants things to die. So with that, I also think, you do want to sprinkle in those demons. So I put in some that I think are pretty powerful for Historic Brawl. So Orcus, Prince of Undeath, it's pretty costly, so it's not always going to be the greatest, But if you pay, 6 mana into this, you could potentially get like your Blood Artist back or something else that's a baby creature. And if you have a lot of mana because it's late game, maybe you're getting something bigger back, right? Dreadfast Demon, I think, is going to be a decent add for this deck. It is expensive, but hopefully there's like some sort of sack fodder to just create tons of these tokens that can go ahead and hit face. And then Demon of Loathing, I think, is pretty much removed whenever I play it 99.9% of the time, but the other 0.01% that it doesn't, it can be pretty good for closing out the game. And then some of the other effects in here is like obviously the Tibalt, and then other things that give devil tokens and can like punch face pretty good. And these kind of lower cost tiefling devil imp creatures, I think, will be good for sack fodder like later in the game. So they could be really solid to just have a body early on, and then if you don't need them anymore, they can become sack fodder. So outside of that, that's pretty much what I was trying to go for this deck, was just to have some way to make like sack fodder and then some level of like demon devil tribal, but not taking away like all the things that I think that really make this kind of Rakdos shell powerful. So I don't know how it's gonna do. So let's go see it in action. See you out there. Xander. We'll see how this happens. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Ooh. We could have that Arcane Signet as our red source here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Not super worried. Okay, so if you know what Xander does, it is an expensive commander, but once it hits the board, it can suck because it can exile cards off the top of the library and then they can cast those cards. So yeah, you can basically steal in your stuff, I think, is the main theme of the deck. So probably running stuff like, like Mind Flare, and is it Involuntary Win? That's the, gosh, what was that? Neon Dynasty set, like that sorcery spell. At least we're getting bodies down. And I do like that we have Jukabog for graveyard hate, but they're probably not doing a ton of graveyard stuff. What do we want to do? Let's put down Goldspan. Let's go hit face. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And then maybe we'll want to put down our commander, even though they're not necessarily doing a ton of stuff. I imagine they have removal somewhere in their hand. Yep. So maybe we actually want to put her down so then we can make those double tokens. And then there's like sack fodder and extra ping damage that we can get done. So I'm going to just put this down now, even though there's not a huge graveyard to hit. But I don't think they're going to be a major graveyard deck. I think they're just going to care more about stealing my stuff. I think they do have enough to cast Xander now too, which sucks because we don't really have any removal. Because that's like 10 mana. Okay. So what's the play here, right? So I guess we can attack in, and then how much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'd have to get that down to 3 in order for it to actually do any remove it with like a -3 effect here. So I'm thinking it's not gonna be worth it quite yet. Okay. Yeah. Let's do Felsteiner and try to find some removal. We'll sacrifice this. We'll hit them. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Sorry. I was trying to put the devil damage there. There we go. Okay. So we could Shackles of Treachery. And then if we had a sack outlet, that would be so nice because we could steal their commander and then sacrifice it. let's go ahead and hit face. And then maybe next turn, depending on how much damage goes through, we can steal it and then hit them in the face with their own card. So I'm gonna wait until their end step to use Castle Lochthwain. Hopefully they just get a land. Ah, no, they got Playcrafter. Actually, that's fine. We don't care if our stuff dies. So, yep. When she dies, it'll give us a card. So I'm fine with our stuff dying. Okay, we got our sack outlet. I think we have enough mana too to pull off stealing their commander and then sacking it to this. So we at least got a way to remove it and do some serious damage to them next turn. Okay. And they're tapped out, so we don't have to worry about counter spells or anything. Sweet. Okay. Or, alternatively, Henrika. But I kind of like the idea of stealing their commander and then sacrificing it. Until end of turn, we'll get it. So let's grab it. Let's attack. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And then we'll drop this. And we can save Henrika. So we'll sack this. Oh, and GG. Is that the Scorpion? Yeah, Scorpion God. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think we have some decent ramp. We have Playcrafter to be annoying early game. I think this will be okay because if we Navigation Orb, we're going to get 2 lands and then we can play Goldspan or Commander. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. So if you don't know what Scorpion God does, it's a 5-drop. Whenever a creature with a -1/-1 counter on it dies, you draw a card. Then if you pay colorless and then Rakdos, put a -1/- counter on another target creature. And then when it dies, you can return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So good. Oh, I should probably put this down first. But we don't have any turn 2 plays, so it's not the end of the world. But as far as that commander goes, it's nice for evading essentially commander attacks, which is why like Scarab God and Locust God are also good annoying commanders to deal with. So whenever you discard a card, you may pay 1. If you do, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. So they are going to be doing some cycling stuff. So let's see, do we want to do this or do we want to ramp? I think we want to ramp. Because again, we're not really sad if, you know, things die. And then we got Menache here. The thrill of possibility. I kind of like the idea of just ramping and then dropping Massacre Worm and killing those 2 cards. Just because I love Massacre Worm stuff. You know, just fun. They're seeming to be stuck on 2 mana? Is that right? Did they miss their land drop or did we go first? Everything's always a blur. Ooh. Wonder if they have some recursion. Okay. So they hit their 3rd land. I do like their deck sleeves too. I thought there'd be like the animation of it kicking. All right. So let's start with activating Winter Orb first. Let's grab black, because I think we care more about black. Because we have 2 red sources, which I think is going to be enough. And then we'll drop this. And yeah, let's do this just in case we want more removal or something. At least a body. Because we don't care if they kill it because we're going to get value from that, right? Sweet. We're going to drop this and then Massacre Worm. We're going to take some damage. We don't want to attack it because we're going to use the Plague Crafter to hopefully get them to sacrifice their commander unless they play something else. Okay, perfect. We're okay with that. Bone shards. Okay. Still fine with that. Yep. We'll get a card draw off that. I'm gonna block. They are gonna gain some life, which isn't my most favorite thing, but at least we're gonna make them, you know, sack some stuff here. So let's... We have enough for her. Is that what we want to do? How much mana we have? We have 4 mana after this. So I think we do want to play this and then at least get them a little bit of like drain damage here when we put in Plague Crafter. So we're going to choose to sacrifice this. Okay, and they're not going to be able to recast it unless they hit their land drop. But then we have Junji, which I think we might want to put down, because then we can always recur something sweet here that's going to punish them if they kill Junji. And then we also have Goldspan Dragon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Math, did I do that right? Ooh, sweet. Okay. So maybe the play here is just to do both the dragons. Yeah, because we'll be able to play Junji after we attack with Goldspan. So we'll go ahead and might as well just attack with both. Bonk, bonk. And then Junji. And then we can play Soul Hunter Rakshaya, get some good drain in, because it does 1 damage for each swamp you control. But then we also have Ayara, which will do damage. And then maybe, yeah, then maybe we just do these two. Looking at our graveyard, I think, to see what we'd get back. Alright. So we have our sack outlet now. I think we want to do Soul Hunter. And then we attack with Goldspan and play our commander. Again, no double synergies going on right now, but we're doing some serious damage. And I think if I math right, we might be able to finish them. Okay. Let's put, from my graveyard, because my graveyard's cooler. Let's put Massacre Worm out, and that'll do some damage. Bonk, bonk. And then we'll do this. And hopefully they don't board wipe. They might actually board wipe, but I think we'll be fine if they do. Because let's say they board wipe, then we can put these two down, hopefully hit, because, oh, I was going to say because that one's got menace, but good game. Ooh, Moldrelth, this might kick her butt. Not bad mana start. We got removal. Okay, I think I'm okay with keeping this hand. I really love Olivia Crimson Bride, especially when like Ravenous Chupacabra is in the graveyard. You can just like cycle it out, especially if like a sack outlet. Oh, that's really cool. The animation was so cool. Not as cool as my, my koi fish over here. Because I can feed my koi fish. I kind of want that pet. Not enough to spend money on it though. Let's drop the swamp. Let's get our land over here. Okay. We still have our main drop here. Just gonna be this one. Plague crafter. Okay. Let's drop her. Just so we can get some card draw. And then we'll probably end up just transforming her. Because we don't really have any creatures we necessarily want to sack. Depending on what they put down though. Okay, well, they made that decision for us. But I'd rather them waste their turn essentially removing stuff rather than building their own board state. So we're just going to keep pretty aggressive on them and just really focus on like ramping. So we're going to put this down just again for the ramp aspect. And I think they're going to hopefully not be able to drop their commander here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can, but we do have removal. But I'm also okay if they want to kill Goldspan instead of further their board state. Because I'm thinking too, we could always drop Olivia. Okay, so we have a flushback. We have a few different things we can do here. I'm thinking we actually want to do Olivia and then attack, get Goldspan out, hit face. And you don't get the treasure because I think it would have to be on the battlefield like when Olivia is initially attacking. Or did we get the treasure? Everything's a blur at this point. Sorry if I miscalled that. So Muldrotha, I realized I didn't tell you what this did either. During each of your turns, you may play a land, cast a permanent spell of each permanent type from your graveyard. So it's pretty powerful. And I'm totally fine if they want to fill our graveyard because we have Olivia. Okay, that was a good call. So we have a few pieces of removal here. And I know I haven't really played my commander, but I'm wondering if the commander really matters or if we want to try to just do Sir Conrad so we're at least punishing them for milling us. So let's attack. Let's bring in Valky. See what's in there. Sure. Let's take that from them. And then we're going to leave removal mana up. And they can choose to block Valky right now. And either they can trade to get their card back or let Valky stay alive and block with their Rune Crab. So it kind of depends on how much they want this Rune Map Excavator. And how much do I want to deny them card resources? What do they have in here? They have Evolving Wilds. Do we want to do that? No, let's save it for their commander. I think we're fine because they're going to take some damage here too when Valky dies. And then we can always just have Valky come back and take something more important. So the other piece of this too is if they try to mill us with Rune Crab, like then they're going to take even more damage. So They're still going to get the ETBs from that. Oh, we don't want to remove counters. Hold on. It's not going to be lethal for us. So we take not enough to kill us, so we still get them on the backswing for this. I think they're dead no matter what, right? Let's have the commander make an appearance. And then let's just attack all in. We'll bring out a devil just because. GG. Okay, this will be interesting because I think she steals your stuff, right? We got some devil cards. We haven't done too much devil stuff, so let's keep this. So what does she do? So if you +1 her until your next turn, whenever a creature attacks you, Artasha put a -1/-1 counter on that creature. And then if you -2, target opponent puts a creature card of their choice from their graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, and then it gains Ward 2. Let's drop this, and then let's do Mayhem Patrol, and we'll just do it regular without the blitz. And then what's her -6? Target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal 3 creature cards. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. That player puts the rest into their graveyard. That's a pretty decent ult. Let's put down Tibalt. Are they going to counter this? I'm okay if they want to waste their counter spell on this. Yep. That's kind of funny. I don't know why the music keeps cutting out too. So they're drawing cards. And we at least got a piece of removal here. Got some treasure, so we'll be able to put the commander down next. We'll make you. Boop. Punch. Nice. So, oh, GG. Wonder if they didn't have a way to like protect their commander or something. Mono red. This kind of feels a little bit like a slow start. I do like Key to the Archive though. Let's see where it takes us. I'm gonna put this down tapped first, since we're not 100% sure if we'll get that mountain. Oh, if you don't know what she does, whenever it attacks, choose a target creature you control, roll a d20, and if you get 1 to 14, create an attacking token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary, and it has exile at the end of combat. If you roll between 15 and 20, you just keep making tokens until you hit a lower number. It's pretty sweet. We do have Ob, which is also very sweet. We're not going to block because I think I want to use that as Ob Nixilis fodder here. Or we can alternatively sacrifice that. What do we want to do here? If we sacrifice this, I think, will it just make the copy? I know, we're getting rid of that at least. So it's going to have 0 loyalty, unfortunately, but we got rid of that thing. I don't know if that was like a big enough deal. Can we even keep it protected very well? Yeah, let's up 1. And then we'll leave her back as protection. I mean, not that it was going to do damage anyways. We'll block. Draw a card. Ooh, okay. So let's put down this. And then what do we want to do here? Let's make another devil token so we can at least like keep them somewhat protected. We'll do this. I feel like Ob is mostly a big deal when you can have two of Obs out and just like make one protect itself, make one drain, but we wanted to get rid of that stupid little token thing, so we definitely need a board wipe here. So if they attack, we're definitely going to have these two shoot down their commander. Ooh, nice. And I'm okay if they're going to just throw everything at our planeswalkers, because our planeswalkers are kind of buying us a lot more time here, right? So we'll block you, and we'll block you. And then we'll use those demon shots to take out their creatures on board. And they get exiled. So they're in a pretty good spot here, aren't they? I think we can survive taking a beating here too. Oh. Want a demonic tutor. And let's toss, even though we want to land, I think we're going to want to toss that. And then we'll just activate this now. Let's grab a red source, I guess. And then we're definitely going to want to get a board wipe. Yeah, so let's grab a red source. And we'll have enough to blood on the snow, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, we'll be a mana short, actually. Well, hopefully we top deck like a land. Worst case, I think we'll be able to put Demon of Loathing down. We are going to take quite a bit of damage here. Actually, did I forget to... I think I forgot to minus down to Belt, but if they're going to divert some damage to him, that's fine with me too. So that's one nice thing about Planeswalkers, right? So let's think on this. We Demonic Tutor, so it'll be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we have anything for 5 mana that we can tutor up that's going to stop them from killing us? I mean, we will have... We could hit them with Massacre Ram, but I don't think that's going to help us. I think we want to Blood on the Snow. Or we could do this. Another Planeswalker? I think we want to try to board wipe if we can survive. And then we'll drop this. At least for a body. And then... Flesh Bag. Make them reduce at least 1 body. So hopefully it's like 1 less damage we're going to be taking. And then my hope here a little bit is that they kind of overcommit the board, so we board wipe them and really put them back a bit, and then we can drop stuff like Demon of Loathing. Woo! Or they can just kill us. Is that lethal here? 8, 10 will be, yep. Hurting. Woo! This is really close. But we're definitely going to want that lifelink. Destroy all creatures. We'll grab... We probably want a body, so let's put this down. And then we'll hold up mana for when probably they put down their commander. We're not totally out of this yet. So we're going to Heartless Act their land. All right, so we're not out. Whew. Now we have you. And I think we want to hold back. They're saying good game. So do they have something that's going to hit us in the face? Ah, yep. Darn. Almost had a chance to come back. Good stuff. All right, well, I hope you had fun watching that. We went 4-1, and the games that we won, we didn't really do much really with any of the devil, synergy here. And I think, again, that kind of goes to what I was talking about in the beginning of the videos. I just don't think that tribal effect is going to be very powerful just because what we have available in, arena isn't necessarily the strongest, just because we don't have as many cards to pick from. So I think for my MVPs of this deck, it's Goldspan, because Goldspan's just clutch in every red deck. Massacre Worm did pretty decent amount of damage and just helped us keep the pressure on for a few games. And then Olivia is just incredible card. Like the recursion, if she's not answered as soon as she hits the board, that ability to recur something from the graveyard and hit really hard is just absolutely incredible. So yeah, I hope you had fun seeing the deck. I don't know. I really enjoy it. Like Rakdos in general. I'd be curious what this would look like with a few more games under its belt, and maybe if I would cut anything that might actually be better for this. If you have any card suggestions, let me know. And if you disagree with me about this being kind of a lower power commander, feel free to tell me what you think kind of makes this commander stand out, and then maybe I can try adjusting this deck and seeing how that works as well. So thank you so much for staying till the end and watching, and yeah, have a good one. Bye.